Question 43 of Prima Secunda of the Summa Theologica has to do with the cause of fear. There's only 2 articles in this. It's one of those rare questions that only has 2 articles, so we'll read the 2 corpuses in their entirety, and it's quite interesting as we talk about, we know what fear is. Like, for example, this mountain climber may be afraid of falling because the object of his fear would be death or injury. But what's really behind the fear, as St. Thomas Aquinas is going to identify, is the love of something that's causing the fear in the first place, and the love of his life or his health would be what's really driving it. And Thomas says the objects of the soul's passion stand in relation thereto as the forms to things natural or artificial. So here, Thomas is going to compare the passion to the object, and the form to a thing. Okay, the form is what gives the thing its definition. It's what it is what the form is, right? Because the passions of the soul take their species from their objects, as the aforesaid things do from their forms. Therefore, just as whatever is a cause of the form is a cause of the thing constituted by that form, so whatever is a cause in any way whatever of the object is the cause of the passion. Okay, so what he's getting at here is, what's the cause of the object? It's not just the object itself, which is death in this case, but what's the cause of the fear? And that's when he's going to say it's love. It's something that this mountain climber loves. Now, a thing may be a cause of the object either by way of efficient cause or by way of material disposition. Thus, the object of pleasure is good apprehended as suitable and conjoined, and its efficient cause is that which causes the conjunction or the suitableness or goodness or apprehension of that good thing, while its cause by way of material disposition is a habit or any sort of disposition by reason of which this conjoined good becomes suitable or is apprehended as such. Okay, second paragraph. Accordingly, as to the matter in question, the object of fear is something reckoned as an evil to come, near at hand, and difficult to avoid. Okay, so this guy on the mountain, he's slipping, and he looks down, and he's afraid, because he's afraid he may fall. He may fall to his death, or he may get injured, right? So that's the object. That's the evil. Therefore, that which can inflict such an evil is the efficient cause of the object of fear, and consequently of fear itself. While that which renders a man so disposed, that thing is such an evil to him, is a cause of fear and of its object by way of material disposition, and thus it is that love causes fear, since it is through his loving a certain good that whatever deprives a man of that good is an evil to him, and that consequently he fears it as an evil. Okay, so that's the example. The real cause is love of life, love of health, and that's what is one layer back in this example, like with the mountain climber, right? Article 2, and the final article, whether defect is the cause of fear. Now, I have this picture of this woman looking at her car, and she sees a defect, and she's afraid of the cost that's going to be, it's going to result in her having to get the car fixed. That's not really what Thomas is getting at. In fact, it seems like for the most part, he's talking about a fear of harm, like bodily harm or death, and the defect is that we're not able to stop it. We don't have the power within us to make a difference, and that causes fear because we have a certain defect. He says fear may be set down in a twofold cause. One by way of a material disposition on the part of him that fears. The other is by way of efficient cause on the part of the person feared. Okay, so he's talking about fearing a person. As to the first, then, some defect is of itself the cause of fear, for it is owing to some lack of power that one is unable easily to repulse a threatening evil. And yet, in order to cause fear, this defect must be according to a measure. For the defect which causes fear of a future evil is less than the defect caused by present evil, which is the object of sorrow. Okay, so we don't have the power within us to cause the rebuffing or the stopping of that which we fear, so that defect causes us to worry. And still greater would be the defect if the perception of the evil or love of the good whose contrary is feared were entirely absent. Okay, last paragraph. But as to the second power power and strength are of themselves the cause of fear, because it is owing to the fact that the cause apprehended as harmful is powerful, that its effect cannot be repulsed. It may happen, however, in this respect, that some defect causes fear accidentally, insofar as owing to some defect someone wishes to hurt another, for instance by reason of injustice, either because that other has already done him a harm or because he fears to be harmed by him. Okay, so there's the power of the thing that we fear and also the defect that we have, that we're not able to stop it from harming us. And I think that's what Thomas is getting at in this 43rd question of Prima Secunda. Tomorrow we'll get into the effects of fear. What are the effects of fear? So thanks for joining me. This is the Summa Theologica, one question at a time. God bless you.